Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1409 of What You Up To Now. Today we're going to cozy up to the Grand Inquisitor. What the heck does that mean? Well, I like to believe that you are the most important, most interesting thing on the planet to you. And therefore, our whole life is about experiencing things as only we uniquely can experience and perceive and I guess the words experience them, right? Only we can. So I like to use myself as my own science experiment. I like to test things out and try them on me before I share them with other people. So that led to a tool I called the Grand Inquisitor that we're using for the challenge today. Get Up and Go Challenge, day 8 of our 10th 30-plus day Get Up and Go Challenge since COVID began. And the Grand Inquisitor helps us to investigate, look into something, normally something that we do, or to inquire as to something about ourselves and how we tick, what makes us work. And so we're asking questions about our change process, how we initially experience change, what we feel, what we think, what our emotions are, what our beliefs are about change. And we want to just list all those things out. And then tomorrow we're going to change our reaction. So today is about your change reaction. Tomorrow's about changing your reaction to a more empowering, better way of dealing with changes and challenges and setbacks and obstacles and whatever you call them, failures, whatever you call the experiences we have that are less than happy and positive, or sometimes change is happy and positive, right? I've probably had more positive changes in my life than I've ever had negative changes in our life. It's just that the negative changes move us to action much more quickly than the things we perceive as positive changes. So the Grand Inquisitor is our tool today, and we're looking at our way of dealing with changes and challenges right now. And then we're going to change that through the rest of the challenge to make it the best possible process for each and every one of the people participating in the challenge, including me, so that it's a continually improving, automated process that helps us deal with changes and challenges as easily as breathing without having to consciously think about the steps that we go through. It's a simple 4-step process, but if we can install it in our subconscious, just like breathing, just like blinking, things like that, so it's automatically dealt with, unless it's something so big it requires our conscious attention. So little changes, I mean, we are always experiencing changes and challenges, right? But the little ones, we want to just be handled automatically and so that we don't have to consciously think about it. And then when something big like COVID or our job or a relationship or an illness or something comes down the pipe where we have to consciously apply the process, we can do that, but we don't have to spend our time and energy always consciously thinking about everything that happens to us. And just imagine if we had to think about every time we blinked or every time we took a breath or every time our heart beat, we would be in big trouble, right? That would take all of our conscious attention. Our conscious is just a teeny tiny part of our brain and our mind and our functions. So we want to reserve that for the things that are really, really important to us. So that was our Get Up and Go challenge today. Cozy up to someone. It was our idiom for Supersize Your Business, our December, Christmas, end of year, whatever related idioms. And we just talked about how do you want to use that to supersize and grow your business. So we do that every day. We do an idiom every day. I think we're up to, we're well over 1,000 idioms that we've done. I think 1,026 plus I lost my file, so there's another 40 on top of that. So getting close to 1,100 different idioms. It's a lot. It's a lot of idioms, right? It's a lot of random discussions about something that people say and what it means to us. And why do I do that? People periodically they'll ask. Mostly they don't ask. They just think they just form an opinion about it. But I do it because it keeps us sharp. It keeps us thinking. It keeps us looking for different angles and different perspectives and asking ourselves, well, what does this thing mean? What does it really mean? Because I can't believe there's been several where I thought it meant one thing, and then it turns out when I researched the idiom, it totally meant something else. There have been a couple like shockers and surprise, because my whole life I thought an idiom meant something, and then all of a sudden I research it and I'm like, oh my goodness, it didn't mean at all what I thought it did. There was just one about a week ago like that. Of course, I can't remember what it was, but it was like, oh, I had this all wrong. And so how many times do we define things and have things all wrong? How many times do we misinterpret a communication or a relationship or something somebody said? like every day, right? So if we can get better and better and better at thinking about bigger picture, what things mean, and realizing and remembering that what something means to me might not be the same thing it means to someone else. So maybe we should have a conversation about it. Maybe I should ask versus assuming. Assuming always gets me into trouble. Every time I assume something, I get into big trouble. Yet, as humans, we question and we assume things all the time. And if I can remind myself daily to not make an ass out of myself by assuming, I'm going to do that. So to cozy up to someone was one today. Our annual income, obviously thinking about end of the year stuff. Our annual challenge is to do one thing every day that centers us. I'm calling it All About You Challenge, because it's all about us getting to know ourselves better. It's the beginning of a 2-part sayings day about things that we like and dislike in common with the people we hang out and we are friends with. How many of us are friends with people because we have a lot of things in common? We like the same things, we dislike the same things, and so that's what today and tomorrow are all about in our annual challenge. Today was about the things that we like in common, and tomorrow we're going to talk about the things that we dislike, because a lot of times people are brought together and form relationships based on a common enemy, a common villain, a common thing that they stand against, a common cause. So those are the 3 big pieces of content I'm working on. Working with the new business owners to set up their entire business from the ground up. And so I'm kind of excited about that. I'm trying to decide if we're going to capture that to share with other people or if we're just going to do it quickly and get it done. I think we'll probably just do it quickly and get it done and get them started because they want to do some big things. And I'm like, you can do all these things, but you got to set it up and you got to build the foundation and you have to have your framework and your systems and your processes in place. So as you add resources in terms of people, you already know what they're going to do, and they already know what they're going to do and what the expectations are and what systems they're going to run and be expected to improve and implement, etc. Can't just throw people at a project and say, have at it. You can, but you're going to get a lot of chaos that you don't need to have if you just put a few key pieces in place to guide people through the process. So we're working on that. Going to the doctor with my granddaughter and my daughter today, so excited about that. If I can help you with anything, please ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow just to let you know what am I doing as I go from corporate America and online businesses offline businesses to the online business, and then back and forth, because that's how I am, back and forth. All right, have an awesome day. I'll be with you tomorrow.